Hey boys and girls, so in our community we have had two hacks. One person was hacked but he didn't lose any money because he had some good basic cybersecurity in place and 2FA and all of that sort of stuff. And we've had one guy that has been hacked from a very simple error, a hiccup in misjudgment. So I thought it would be worth going through a crypto security vid. So if you have crypto, you really need to be doing this stuff. Right, here's some basic habits, and I'll go through them one at a time. So first of all, you really need to secure your email. Most of the time when people get hacked, it's because they get hacked themselves. Binance isn't getting hacked, or Bitcoin isn't getting hacked. It's you that gets hacked. That's like 99% of crypto hacks. So first of all, get a Proton Mail account or some sort of privacy email account, and use a paid version so you can set up multiple addresses that all feed into the same inbox. That way you can have different email addresses like Elon Lover Coinbase at pm.me, Elon Lover Binance at pm.me, or protonmail.com, whatever. And then you change all of your passwords for your exchanges and Google account to a Proton one, okay? And then you can also set up 2FA on your Proton account, so use Authy. So that's the first one. The second one is try to be disciplined and use either the Brave private browser with Tor. So if you look at I'm using Brave at the moment. So if I click here, I can click new private browser with Tor. Things are a little bit slower because you're going around the houses, because you're using the Onion router, or at the very least, just use the private window. And whilst we're here, use your default search engine as DuckDuckGo. That way you're traveling around the internet and searching around a lot more discreetly. Number 3, buy another laptop. If you've got a fair amount of crypto, buy another laptop that only does crypto. Okay, you don't do anything else other than crypto. Back in 2016, I got hacked because I went on some porn sites, and before I know it, I got hacked. So yeah, no porn for crypto. Yeah, and also with this crypto dedicated laptop, don't connect it to your Google accounts or stuff like that. Just use it for crypto transactions. Number 4, get a Yubikey. So be careful. So Yubikey, if you type that in, the correct website is... Okay, you'll get different search engines. Oh, Yubikey. Search results because you're using DuckDuckGo. But it's yubico.com. Okay, be careful. It's yubico.com. That's where you need to buy it from. Don't buy your hardware wallets and stuff like this off, eBay. And the thing with this is that it fits into pretty much all of your devices, USB, USB-C, whatever, or Lightning, and it basically you have to press the button for things to work. And it's similar to a Ledger or a Trezor, but there's just no passwords to have to worry about saving or losing or whatnot. So personally, I think I prefer the Bio series, so where you actually have your thumbprint reader instead of just pressing a button. Because anyone, what if you lost your phone and the Yubikey together? Yeah, your thumbprint is better. It's just an extra layer of defense, and also you don't have to worry about someone nicking your 24-word Ledger seed phrase. On this new laptop, create a brand new MetaMask wallet or accounts, and write down the private key and the 12-word seed phrase 3 times. Okay, so 3-2-1 rule is pretty handy here. So you need to basically, don't take a picture or store them on Evernote, etc. And keep 3 copies of these passwords in at least 2 different formats and in more than one location. And make sure they're fireproof and waterproof. Next one is for the spare Yubikey and passwords you keep at home, put it in a fire and waterproof safe sleeve inside a fire and waterproof safe. preferably bolted onto the floor so burglars can't just run off with the safe. If you're really paranoid, buy another safe stored in an obvious place with a spare Yubikey and passwords and a MetaMask wallet. Basically a dummy safe, dummy stuff. Home intruders basically just want to smash and grab. They're not here for a cup of coffee, basically. Number 7 is always keep your crypto activity quiet. Tell no one you have crypto. Yep, I'm screwed in that sense there. The next one is if you have large amounts of crypto, perhaps split up your pot into 4 different accounts. That way, if you get hacked, you're not going to lose your whole load. And if you have a really big amount, maybe use a custodial service like exchanges use, and have a multi-signature wallet where you need more than 2 people to access the wallet. Again, for most people, this is not the case, but if you're rolling in 8 figures, definitely. 9. Always disconnect your MetaMask from a site as soon as you finish using it, and always lock the wallet when you've finished. So here is an example. I've created, first error here. It's not on a private browser, but I'm just using this for test purposes. I've created a test account. This is not my address. So when you connect it to apps, you'll see, if you're connected to a page, you'll see that this will go green. It says connected, but it's also worth checking the connected sites. And sometimes you can have a whole list, so you need to make sure you're not permanently connected to sites. And also, whenever you finish or using your MetaMask, just lock. Okay, so yeah, do that. And also, don't go and browse through multiple browsers, because if you leave your wallet open, some different websites can have access to your wallet before you know. Yeah, and before you know it, you're cleaned out. And another thing, if any sort of MetaMask pop-ups arrive, so for example, if we were to just jump onto something like Trader Joe here, again, better example is Chartex Pro does it a lot. So if I try and look at the time price, okay, so here I'm looking at something, it's gonna keep on asking me eventually. The more time I spend on this, it's gonna keep asking me to connect to a wallet. I'm just going to click off. Didn't work. But yeah, if you ever have a pop-up, just always be careful. Always read the pop-up, okay? And never, ever, ever give your seed to anyone. So yeah, let's just get rid of that. Let's lock this. So that's that. Number 10 is maybe use a password. Maybe I'm still not decided on this matter, but maybe use a password manager like LastPass for your passwords. That way, all the passwords for all the different things like Coinbase, Binance, Kraken, or whatever is different, and you literally won't remember them. But then my concern here is that if someone just hacks your LastPass, then they have access to everything. So I know some people love it. I personally don't. But I personally think it's better just to type it in manually instead of using LastPass. But that's just me. I could be wrong. I'm not a cybersecurity expert. I just know these tips just from being in crypto for a while. Disable mobile phone 2FA on all of your platforms. It is not safe. Do not get 2FA on your phone because you can get SIM cloned. And it happened that one of my students got SIM cloned, and thankfully had 2FA with his other bits and bobs, so he didn't lose any. But yeah, just be careful. I use Authy. I think it's better than Google Authenticator. It's multiple devices. You can freeze devices if you lose your phone. So yeah, do that. And I also use Authy for my emails. So in order to access my emails, you need Authy. So that way someone can't get access to your email account and do forgotten password type thing, because that's how most people get hacked. The other one is do not let your browser remember your login details. Google loves to do it. Brave loves it, or Chrome loves to do it. Brave does it. Just don't do that, because then they just need to access your computer or access your passwords in your Brave. Then you're screwed. 14 is going back to hardware wallets. I've got both. I've got Trezor. I've got a Ledger Nano X. I just personally prefer Yubikey. As I said, I just don't have to worry about losing my passwords for the Trezor then. And it's a bit more convenient as well. And then, yeah, this is getting into the scary stuff, because it does happen. In terms of personal physical hacking, like someone mugging you, etc., make sure you and your family have set drills in the event of a home invasion. Nominate a room where you'll all run into and you can blockade the door, preferably the same room as the safe. Then time is your friend, as home invaders aren't there for a lengthy stay. You simply blockade the room with your family and chairs and whatever. Or blockade the room with chairs and furniture, not your family, and call the police and have a golf club or a high-powered automatic paintball gun that fires marbles and chili rounds. You've got to be careful. If you pump up the PSI too much on a paintball weapon, it's then illegal. So stay legal, folks. And yeah, and you can get marbles that have like this rubber coating. I've got chili powder ones, so one chili shot just make any grown man or woman cry and sneeze and snot and get to the floor. But these little bad boys, these are marbles. They are literally normal marbles just wrapped in a rubber thingy, and they go in my really high-powered paintball gun, which is 26 rounds a second. So yeah, it's painful. So, and then finally, yeah, I'm going to be doing a live session in my RT community with a proper hacker at some point. But never, ever, ever give your passwords or seed phrase to anyone. And unfortunately, this is what happened. If you're on a Discord channel or a Telegram and you're asking questions, what will happen is that you'll get direct messaged. And they'll go, oh, we are part of the official support team. Just click this link, put your seed here, and then we can help find your money or whatever. Don't do it. So yeah, just a quick whistle stop sort of security video. I really hope it helps. And yeah, get your shit in order, especially if you've got a big stash. See ya. Bye bye.